Alright, so this is a quick video on exactly how to use the CRM on a day-to-day. So you should be assigned a pipeline from your sales manager, and we would have built a full pipeline out for you at this point. Usually the way a pipeline works is it goes from left to right. So left would be a new lead, and then all the way on the right you'd have sold, and then further on from that you'd have areas like pitched and missed and not interested. So yeah, a lead would come in, it would obviously come in fresh lead, and all the leads are in columns. So as you can see, you've got leads that are fresh, you've got leads that haven't answered, you've got leads that have been quoted, etc, etc. So when you're actually interacting with the CRM on a day-to-day basis, you can click on a lead and view the lead in two different ways. First, you've got the quick view. So if you click anywhere within the white box, apart from on the name or apart from any of the buttons down here, but just the white area, you'll get the quick view. Here you'll find some basic information about the lead, such as their name, their email if they have one. If they don't have an email and you've spoke to them, it will be a good idea to put the email in here as you've spoken to them. You also have a bit of information such as the opportunity value, i.e. how much the job has been quoted for once you get to that stage. And you also have some interesting parts of data like the source. So this one was clearly from Facebook. Outside of that, you have 4 options here. So you do have the option to book appointments. So you'll have a calendar set up by your sales manager, and there'll be a video in the future on exactly how to use that function. The main function I want to bring your attention to when operating out of the CRM is the notes section. So here is where you'd write all the notes relating to the interaction with the customer. So say for example, if for some reason I couldn't get through to this customer, I could put something like call no answer, left text message and voicemail. And then that, you just click add note at the bottom and that would update it. So as you can see, this is a paper trail. So basically every note that gets added will be added above the previous note, and you do have a time that's being created and a date as well. So it is highly recommended that you update the notes as you go. So every single interaction you have with a lead, make sure you document it in the notes section. This will just allow you to not have to memorize certain details, and it will just allow a full paper trail of exactly what's happening with that lead. So that's the quick view. You can also click on the name directly. So let's click on Florence Gunn here, and it will bring you to a more detailed view. So you've got the same information here, but you can also, access things like their business name if it's a business, their street address, their postal code. And this is also where we have sort of custom fields set up. So for example, if the inquiry type was like a Tesla Powerwall, you can update that here too. And yeah, you really have a lot of functionality here to make sure you leave some detailed notes on the customer. So, in this detailed view, you can also, same way, access the notes. So if you can see here, these are the notes I left earlier. And yeah, it's very useful to obviously keep those notes updated. You will also have the option of sending some texts to the customer. So I'll show you how to do that now. If you go over here and click on view conversations, you will have an option to view the conversation as it's been inputted. Of course, in this instance, I actually haven't had a conversation with them, but you would usually have a text box here, and you can write SMS messages to the customer if that has been set up by your organization. So yeah, this is basically how the CRM works. It's very important that you do assign values to the leads you've quoted. So as you can see here, when it gets to quoted, we input the value, and at the top it will say the total value of the leads quoted. So this will actually give you a really good idea of your existing pipeline value. And obviously when we're target based as salespeople, it will give us a much better idea of what the business is that we're chasing for the month. So you can always just stay on top of that. So obviously quoted leads can go in here, and you could say, for example, look, I've got £24,000 of quoted leads, but say one of those is a really good lead, and he may close any day now. You could move them across to a weighted decision, for example, and you'd know that the value is 14,000. Obviously, as this CRM gets populated more, you'd have an even better idea of exactly where your opportunities are and what's in play at the moment. So it's really important that you make sure you're moving cards across. And while I'm on the subject of that, you know, sometimes a CRM can have quite a lot of different tabs and you have to scroll across. So a really good quick tip would be to click on the lead itself, just on the white card. And then from there, what you can do is you can go to stage. And here, all these stages correspond with all of these stages. So very simply, if you wanted to move a lead, say it's a fresh lead, that for whatever reason wasn't interested in solar, he was just maybe a tire kicker, you can come over here, you can go to stage and you can put it in not interested, and then you just simply click update, and as you can see, that lead has now been moved across to not interested. That is basically how to use the CRM in a nutshell. If you do have any troubles with it, make sure to ask your sales manager or director, and we can do some training sessions for you as well. But as you can see, it is quite easy to use, and any problems you do have, we are here to support you, and we can offer training as needed as well. So I hope that video was useful, and yeah, once you get used to this, it will be very, very easy for you to use and should help you close deals. I think the important thing to remember is just make sure you're writing notes and make sure you stay organized with the actual pipeline.